Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a homeschool room tour. I get a lot of questions about homeschool. This is a fairly new transition for us. We've been doing homeschooling for about a year and a half now. And of course there's ups and downs and challenges for homeschooling, but we wouldn't trade it. We absolutely love it. And I think it's a lot easier, or it is a lot easier than people think. And so I just wanted to do a little tour and show you our room and how we do it. So I'll start behind me here. Here we have, we just have a whiteboard on the wall. It's magnetic. So we have our calendar. Here, why don't I flip us here? Maybe, can I? I guess I can't. Okay, so we just have our magnetic calendar here for days of the week, season, feelings, weather, things like that. And we have our activities. Now I have extra tiles here for different activities, as well as you can use these for a timeline board for any child that has, any neurodivergent child who needs a schedule and step-by-step things. Then we also have our cards here for working on letters. We have my kindergartner and first grade working on their different sets of letters. I write a word of the day at the top and we study all different words there. And then my first grader. So anyway, we use the whiteboard here. I also have this I printed out from Khan Academy Kids. There's so many free resources available. I think for homeschooling, the number one thing I would say is to get a good printer. I actually would like a different one that prints faster. So anybody that has suggestions, I have a Canon right now, but I would like something that prints much faster because I print our curriculum. We use The Good and the Beautiful, and The Good and the Beautiful is actually free. So you can choose to print it and then you can actually have, use it completely free. But Khan Academy Kids is a great resource as well. They are generally for kids K through 2 that they have, but they have activities here. So you can print off different activities that you would like to do with your kid for fine motor activities. Then on this wall, we have a clock because when my first grader, last year he was doing first grade math and they introduced time. And he pointed out that we did not have any type of analog clock. Everything was digital in our house. So it's hard to teach kids time without a clock. So we have their clock. They each have their own board. I print off a weekly schedule here that then we just use a dry erase marker and mark what we have done throughout the week. I try to have, try to do, not as little structure, but I try to have it be very flexible in that if we're having an off day, things aren't going well, I'm not going to try to force more things into the day. And other days where things are going well, maybe I also work full time. So if my schedule's a little lighter one day, then we do more things. Like we'll incorporate more music, art, social studies, science into that day, other than trying to do that during a day that we're having a harder time. We also do things on the weekends as well. So my husband can do science with the kids. So yeah, well, let me have a tea break. My husband always teases me that I don't ever drink my tea. I just spend the day reheating my tea. That sounds about right. This table I will link below. I got it from Amazon, but something I love about it is each chair is adjustable. So depending on how tall your child is, you can adjust that. So I have, all 4 chairs are at different heights for my children and for myself because these chairs, each chair can hold up to 300 pounds. So it's perfect that as an adult, I can sit here and work with my kid. I can sit on the chair and not think I'm gonna break it. And then I have children ranging from 2 to 7. So they each have a chair here that fits them. I also have a wobble chair here. For my neurodivergent child. I will also link this below. So for those of you who have kids that are fidgety, that have a hard time sitting still, this helps work a lot of things. It's actually real below or behind me. I reorganized this weekend. I don't know if anybody else did this. This is my after Christmas you know, reorganization and putting things together, and it's great. So let me take you with. So that's everything. So I'll start with the top shelf. We have our number blocks, cubes. I will link everything actually below. Number blocks have been a great resource for our kids for either learning math and also just building and geometry and learning about that. We have different marble works, things for them to build, blocks to build for my little kid. Actually, all the kids still enjoy blocks. Then in this bin, we have different reading materials. So, oh, sorry, that was a hard landing. So like memory cards, words, things like that. We have matching letters. So they have different cards and they have to spell the word. And it has two features or two levels, I guess, where the word can be covered up. So you see that it's a bird and you try to spell a bird, or you just copy it and find the tiles. So I like that it can work along with a child. This is the book of how I showed on the board, the different letters that the kids are working through, or word groups. So when we get to the next level, they come in these cards here. So on the front, it has the word, and then on the back, it uses it in a sentence. So you can practice both things with your child. And there are many different levels in here with those matching cards. And then just we have things like, you know, farm bingo and guessing games and stuff like that. So that is the first one. And let's see here. One-handed, I should just leave it down. Then we have music, so all instruments and things to do with music. This is just extra books because we have lots of them. Then on here we have different. This is one of those different building things with screws, and we actually have three of those types of things. Then we have games on the top, and these Skillmatic search and find. So the kids can use dry erase markers. They can practice writing sentences or writing different things. There's different levels of those as well. Okay, so then we have our different books. And then we have bins. So in this bin is all confidence building books using magic words like I can do this and stuff like that. So also then our nighttime books, everything science. So I'm sorry, I keep going out the camera range. I have things labeled here. I love my labeler as well. Printer, labeler, laminator. I think those are my favorite things. But anyway, so the kids can just go here and I can say, hey, pick a science book. They get to pick it and then I'll read it. So they have a little bit of autonomy and choice involved with school, which I think really, really helps them throughout the day. The more choices that I can give them, the more cooperative they are with school. Because like any kids, even if you're homeschooling, your kids don't always want to do what you're telling them to do. Here I have, each of my children have their own little bin of books they can read. So this is my kindergartner. He's not really far with reading yet. So his books are really small. There's a smaller selection, but it's stuff that they can read independently. So they each have their own bin that they can just grab down. It's like, hey, anything that you can read is in this little bin. Then we also have geography games and math games. So for geography, I have these scouted out. I love these. So it has, this is of the United States. We also have a world one. This is a really fun game to learn about things, learn about the world that, it's things that you wouldn't teach necessarily or wouldn't be on a curriculum for a kindergartner, but how great for them to learn. So we play it a little bit differently based on the age of our kids. So it comes with this board here of the United States, and then you pick a card. So it says Florida, and it just has, or this one says Alabama, sorry, wrong order. That one said Florida. And it just says my population is more than 20 million. I am known for my juicy oranges. So I think these are types of things that can for little kids, this says it's actually for ages like 7 and up. I think that for some kids, like my 5-year-old, this is how he loves to learn. He has a ideologic memory where anything he hears, he remembers. So it's a fun way instead of, I don't know, for certain geography and learning things, I think it's more fun to learn that. Okay, so then we have math games. Again, we love number blocks, so we have number matching, we have, number games, the pattern, race to pattern palace, it says. And then this one, the adding subtraction one, is actually really cool. So it has, let me open it up here. It has cards here, and so it's like a puzzle where they have to find the missing piece. So 2 minus 1 is 1. And so it's a fun thing that actually my child could do independently. So if I want to work with one kid doing, working with them one-on-one, I can give my other child something like this where they can be completely independent with it because he's obviously 5 years old. He's great with puzzles, and he can do that. I love having things where it keeps one child busy, because I have found if they leave the room, if they're gone, it's harder to get them back on task. So giving them something engaging to do while I'm working with the other child is very helpful. Oops. And then math match. So this is a card and dice game that also you can use different levels. So there's different dice. There's 2 dice here, so you can kind of make it to fit your child's level and where they are at currently. Sorry, lost another card here. So there are days. So the nice, like with homeschooling, the nice thing is that you can kind of make it be what you need it to be that day. That some days maybe you're not doing any book work or, what am I thinking of? Standard curriculum work. That maybe you're just playing games. You can have a whole day playing games, and that can be your day, because that's learning too. I think we do unit studies, and I get a really big kick out of this, because my kids will say, we're not doing school today, we're doing a unit study, which is the same thing. It's just looks different to them, so they think it's different. So all right, so then we have just other books, but then over here, magnet tiles. We love magnet tiles as well. And then so sorry, let's go over here before I go to the curriculum part. Magnet tiles. My son just got these for my 2-year-old for Christmas. So just animals where they find the other half of the animal piece. And then, so for this is kind of like one of those more Montessori learnings styles where you can learn animals' names, the sounds they make, colors, sorting, all sorts of things just with the animals. Flashing is our sensory bin. So if you need a sensory break, we have soft and squishy things, light up things, textures, things like that. Okay, then different STEM learning things. So we have those blocks. We have bristle box, which the kids love. It's really neat to just see them be creative and make things that they would like. Mathematical World is also a great math game resource. I keep underestimating how close that door is to me. So I have each child here has their own, well, only my older 2 are the ones doing formal learning. So each child has their own bin. So I'm just gonna pull out a bin here and show what is in it, okay? So again, the good and the beautiful, there are some things that I purchase, other things that I just print. So I did purchase their handwriting book. So this just comes from The Good and the Beautiful, and just practicing handwriting in here. So let's go to the next page here. You can see it'll be numbers going in between the lines and tracing the lines and the numbers and coloring them. Now, I did print this one. This is the reading booster card. And so I did print that. I also have a binding machine, so I can buy my own things. So, but it prints great. Look at that. That's printed at home. And my other son's is I purchased from them. So, but you can see as far as, you know, quality wise, you can print things and it's just as good, you know. It just takes time, I guess. I also buy the math boxes. So we have, this is the 3rd grade math box. And it comes with a little calendar, months of the year. And on the back is a cube chart. We haven't gotten to that yet. We just started. He's in 1st grade, but he's 2 years ahead in math. So we just started his 3rd grade math. It has a little tape measure in here, tanagrams, so little people here, or not people, game pieces, and then different types of dice. So one here is, it's going to be measurements. It's like gallons, cups, quarts, and then regular die. So that is in your math box. So again, for curriculum, I printed this at home. And then, so what I do is I laminate, this is now several years old, but I laminate their artwork and use it as the cover of their books. So this is his math. So you can see there. I love the Good and the Beautiful. I love the quality of their work. And for their language arts here, it's open and go. So I am not a teacher. I don't have a background I have a background in sales and marketing, and I'm a cybersecurity advisor. So teaching doesn't come naturally to me. Now my mom is a retired teacher, and so I'm very lucky to have her as well as a resource, and she helps significantly with doing school with the boys as well. But it doesn't come naturally to me. So what I love about the Good and the Beautiful is that it's open and go. It has everything in here. It has art appreciation. It has, it talks about, here, let me look at the different ways to learn letters. So here are the spelling and practice words for this chapter. And it talks about how to use it auditorily, visually, and kinesthetic. How nice that it does that. I personally appreciate that. And it talks about all the different ideas to teach letters. You know, you can do it in tracing in salt and flour, just writing it on the board. I do have magnetic letters as well. But the Good and the Beautiful also has an app where it has the Letter Tiles app so that you can go in there and here, why don't I just, I can show you that so that each have their own tablets as well. App. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you're getting too much glare here. But let's just say I'll go to level 52. And so it has the letters, and then within the chapter, it'll tell you what specific lesson to go to. So it'll have things like EA. So if we're working on each or peach or preach or teach, you know, it'll have the correct letters for making those combinations. The Good and the Beautiful also has their own app here. So you can do, let's see here. Let's go to language arts, level 1. And then you can see here it says reading booster games, and it has all sorts of games. So let's say my son's currently having trouble with OU and OW words. So then it has a game to play to teach those words. I should go into, I'll make a different video about homeschooling the different tools that I use for apps, because I think I could do a whole segment on Khan Academy Kids and how you can utilize that as well, which is completely free. And I may be late to the game, but just found out that you can have a teacher account and assign lessons to the kids. So let's see, what else is on the shelf here? Pencils, play money, of course, for learning math, or for part of math and learning all about money. And then number blocks, the fraction cubes, so that they can learn fractions. Then I have, of course, our globe, and here are all different extra things that we learn. So we have our science that we are currently doing, Sparks and Stars, Through Good and the Beautiful. Again, it's open and go. They have each lesson will be laid out for you. So it either has a reading segment or an optional activity with every one. And there's either a story or an audio narration of a story every week. As well as, like I said, they create and tell you what to do for the hands-on activity to go along with the learning. So I think that's it. Up here I have my planner that I can pull out. And I do have a video on that I will link because I made my planner this year. I bought one last year, which was great, but it wasn't what I needed. I didn't use it as much, and there's a lot of extra. So this is the planner that I made. What I loved, I put the year at a glance right in the beginning. So this is how I mark what we're doing and how many school days that we've done. I do have the attendance tracker. The state that I live in requires 875 hours. So to be able to track that. And then I have all the months, all the different tabs there. So I did mine, again, by printing it myself. I got these little tabs on Amazon. I was able to structure it the way I wanted. We started in July, so we do a school year from July to June, and that's what we're choosing to do. But anyway, so again, I'll just link that, I think below maybe, so that, or not link it, I will have it pop up or something so you can see me go through the planner and how I think maybe I should make another video of how I use this planner and sit down and plan with me. But so I hope you enjoyed this video of a little tour of our schoolroom, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support, and tell me what you'd like to see.